I think I chill on this for now. We have both Bast and Nico in our deck that can clear the body. What's the current metagame like right now? I've mostly been playing high voltage. Tech card bush is the best descriptor of our current metagame. This is a pretty good Agent Venom. We got 3 zeros and 2 1s in our deck. Lizard's an example that was nerfed, buffed back, and then buffed further, right? Lizard's nerf was... Does Lizard get -3 currently? Originally, Lizard only got -3. I think it still gets -4, but they put it up to 6. So Lizard's like a kinda. It is, but it isn't an example of what we're talking about. Oh, what do we think of this? I think I'm into it. I think I'm into it. Gets my Sage bigger for next turn. Although I might want to put this here. I think I want to be able to fan out and play for all 3 here. Oh. Thanks, I think. I mean, their death is cheaper now, I suppose, but... So Sage in the center is 9, which would tie there. Sage on the left is 2, 4, 6, also 9. And with the death going center, I can't compete there. I think I just Sage here, because with US Agent, we're beating a Thanos, yeah? Pretty clean first game. I think Luke could go back to being 3 power. Absolutely, wholly, and fully disagree. I think Luke Cage is one of the best tech cards in the game, and they absolutely should leave him at 2. Do I want to eat Athena? I don't think so. Or eat Kitty. Hey, look, it's one of the 800 locations that makes Luke Cage really good. I'd chill on Hood for now. This location is not good for us. We do not need help with extra energy and stuff. Do we actually just do this and then not play Theta now? That might be the case. They must also be a Luke deck to be taking this line, yeah? It's an okay agent bet up for us. We've got Havoc, Sage in our deck, and then Bastard Luke. Alright, so in theory, they're locked in the center, which actually makes me regret playing Theta to the left here. One, two, three, four, six, seven. So this is 15. I think I'm staying just because I can top deck Luke. If they cannonball my demon out, I think I'm still winning, yeah? They'd be at 13 minus 6. They'd be at 7. And I'm gaining 3 more here in the center. Yeah, I think we're good to go. Yeah, they're actually just cooked. Didn't even need Lucas. We're so good. Cooking on the spice rack this morning. It's stage time. Best. 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 Does this trigger before or after Theta? It's after Theta, yeah? It's before Theta, yeah. Can I snap them? They're just leaving. Okay. I think we're supposed to snap Agent into Demon here. I even have a Cosmo to protect from Shag later. How do I feel about Kanshu pre-release? I'm expecting Kanshu to be like a fire hair level card. Create a new package of things to build your deck around. Probably not super powerful, but probably serviceable / competitive. If you play it well. Alright, what do you got for me? Magic and Renslayer. So they're Mr. Negative then? I guess I don't have any of their big hits. I'm debating on if I can snap. I think the answer is no. I don't think I want a Ravona. I think we're pretty happy to... It's a shame we don't have priority here, because Cosmo can't catch, what's his name in the center now? Mr. Negative. Weird. Why wouldn't you put him into Stark Tower? Oh, lost our coin flip. I don't think this is ever enough. I only have one more negative card. Oh yeah, maybe they were setting up Zola Iron Man middle, is why they put the Iron Man in the center instead of the Mystique, despite the US agent. That's probably what it was. So the Cosmo is probably doing some work here. We might be fine. Because they have to put something here, and then they also have to put stuff here. And we're gaining 3, 8, I'm getting 11, I'm getting 15 over here, up to 23. Yeah, I think they're actually dead. They only have one other negative card, gamers. I think that Iron Man center was a Zola setup, and the Cosmo locks him out. So it felt bad that we missed on turn 5 on the Mystique, but in actuality, that's what they were setting up. So the Cosmo ends up being game winning there still. Hello, Lucas. Oh, Benny's a name we see a lot. I think they usually play Surfer or Hazmat stuff. You think Black Knight wants to be with Khonshu? Absolutely not. No, not even a little bit. Black Knight explicitly wants you to discard high power things, and Khonshu explicitly wants you to discard low power things. Those two cards could not want to be in more different discard decks if they tried. Chad is cooking today. I would say Chad is odd one more than cooking, but yeah. Whatever floats your boat, I suppose. Oh, you know what? I should have waited on Lucas. They're a Lady Deathstrike deck. This is turning into a demon. The problem is they're a Deathstrike deck in addition to potentially a Red Guardian deck. They're probably both, is the thing. They could be a Killmonger deck, too.
Victory.
We keep getting into these endgame situations where I'm like, well, there's permutations of cards that beat us here, and then our opponents keep leaving. That seems like it bodes well for the power level of what we have going on. Morning, Paper Darth. I suppose we hold the chimichanga for at least one more turn here. We'd like draw Theta, we could play Theta, then trigger her with the chimichanga next turn. There could be some value in holding Cassandra for later, because she could potentially be really big with the Vibranium Mines, but I also wouldn't mind just penalizing the next 3 cards they draw. There are Cassandra Nova deck. What are the odds this Luke Cage is real good? High? Whoo, doggy. Got him. I think this Luke Cage is about to be absurd. Yeah, do I step the back? Oh. Looks like it could be a snap the back angle. And playing Cosmo is kind of the same as triggering Theta, so I think I play Cosmo. Hey, I Mark, I got you. Gosh, it's kind of crazy how good Luke Cage is. He's just so powerful. And actually, so I want to Sage and then Luke. Because Luke's going to put this to 2, which will match this. So right now I'm getting 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. I'm going to gain 3, 4... I need a bunch over here, too. Thank you, Theta. That was incredibly delicious 8-cuber. Every bit of the water buffalo there. Classic 3/14 Sage. She's such a heavy hitter in this archetype. Alright, back up over 8,400 after spewing with a bunch of bad decks the last couple of days. We're definitely going to play some more of this when we get back. We need to take a brief pause for the cause to let some adverts roll. See you in 120 seconds, so go anywhere, gamers. If you're watching on the YouTube side, so tap the like button on the live stream. It doesn't cost you anything, and it lets folks know we're making Marvel Snap content on the regular. Appreciate the folks that have done that already this morning. Vivian, thank you for the 11 months. Appreciate you ripping that prime. Welcome back. Mather, thanks for hanging out. Getting dangerously close to 2 years. It has been a minute, hasn't it? Morning, good morning. Conchu has a lot of moving pieces. It'll be interesting to see if those pieces line up consistently or not. I'm glad this little pile of cards is. Someone asked me what I thought of the current metagame in Snap, and while obviously getting Shang-Chi in every deck isn't ideal, I think there is room to maneuver and build decks like this one, for example, where you could just make that card an embarrassing non-card, which is nice. So, you're a little bit restricted in how you have to build and brew right now, but there's definitely room to maneuver a little bit still. Rebel Yellow, thank you for the 1.5 years. Welcome back. I've never drawn a card when I needed it in my life. Should I spend keys on Kanchu? Absolutely not. Ooh. Huh. So it's actually kind of interesting. I could clear the hood with Nico and draw 2 cards, but then the cards I'm drawing aren't Agent Venomed. So I think I actually do this, because I want the cards I'm drawing to be Agent Venomed. Strong Guy Morbius, so probably not a Dakin variation. Probably a more classical MODOK type stuff, I had to venture a guess here. Yeah, I think it's just Cosmo Mid. There's a possibility it's supposed to go left though, because MODOK could go left. Hmm. 2, 4, 6, 8. I think it's just this. I guess it's possible they MODOK the right. Oh, is Kitty more than Luke? Oh yeah, she was, wasn't she? I'm beating the Dracula discard on the left, yeah? I think. We get plus 15, 17, math. Got him. US Agent being worth 9 on the left there, looking real good. Real solid Marvel Snap card, even after his slight downturn. Math is cheating. It really is. That was another Cosmo buzzer beater too, because we needed him to stop the Khalid Winger. We would have died. It would have been plus 6 on the left without it. What types of decks will want first Ghost Rider? I assume Khonshu decks want first Ghost Rider and nothing else. I will stay. I like our cards. Super unfortunate priority coin flip to lose. Well, I mean, if they don't find... If they don't find Sam, they're locked out on the right. Rats. The Silent Earth, thanks for hanging out. Man, if we would have top decked, I was gonna say if we top decked USA, he's actually already on the board. That's why all these are over here. Yeah, we're just dead. It's a lovely, lovely first card. I think I actually want to wait a turn on cast so she's not shaggable. Because she'd be 10 this turn with the best. Also means I can wait and see what this location is before I play her there. If there's one Marvel Snap lesson you walk away from this stream having learned, chat, you should make it play more Luke Cage. Like, if I could bestow one small piece of wisdom onto you all, play more Luke Cage. The Silent Earth, thank you for the 7 months. Appreciate that. Welcome back. Thought it was Playmore, Legion, and Quick. I mean, those cards are good too. But Lucas really is. It's just not only does he randomly hose entire decks, but it's really hard to oversell his location variance mitigation. There's so many random locations that are normally terrible for you, where like Luke happens and you're like, yeah, giddy up, cowboy, let's ride. Curious to see how much they play here. Actually, I think I keep the demon at this point, yeah. So they're up the Iron Patriot card, but I'm up a Hulk. Oh, look, gamers! It's another deck that Luke Cage is good against. Stop me if you've heard this one before. I probably should have snapped before the Cosmo flipped up. That was a late snap on my part. Did Second Hitter say why they stopped adding the year-old Spotlight variants to the shop? Yeah, they had a lot of negative feedback surrounding it. -2 on Agent Venom for plus. Is that worth it? I'm not sure that it is. It's only a net +2, and by waiting on the Bast, I get to... God bless America. By waiting on the Bast, I get to Bast the things that I didn't draw. I drew on the in-between, I suppose, but that's still hyper annoying. There, Nico randomly hitting Gamma Labs, unfortunate. We might have to leave here. I don't think this is snappable because I missed my Agent Venom and they have Iron Patriot. It's close though. Wrestleit, thanks for the 14 months. C Mills, thank you for the prime. Good morning, good morning. A double Cosmo is super awkward for our Sage. Their draw is more awkward than ours. I think we take those. I guess they're through all of their... created cards. Play this out before we get past Sig here. I was hoping that this would give us like a draw or demon mode here, but alas, it's time to best. You're late. Probably time to go. At a minimum, I can't compete here now. It's only a 6 power Sage. Might have been right to Cosmo here. Narrator, it would in fact have been nice to Cosmo there. At least our opponent's not snapping. We got that going for us. Normally, Killmonger's not too big of a deal for this deck. It's just the fact that we auto lost the Murray Island to the draw. It's not ideal for us. We played a few Conquest matches yesterday without any issues, but yeah, there's definitely a big problem with it. Wow, that retreat there to the Killmonger was only our second loss with this deck this morning. We're 10-2. So long, cat. just had like a vibe that the snap was a good on reveal. You ever have that, chat? You're like, this is about to be a good on reveal. That's what this snap means. And then next turn we go Cass, D-Bid, Kitty. It's kind of weird that whatever the disconnect problem is only happening inside a Conquest. Conquest is becoming self-aware and trying to take itself offline. Funny because it's sad. I think I'm into it. I might be wrong to try and contest this. We'll see. I think we're dead at this point. Yeah, I think we're dead.
Escaped.
Baston 1 is lovely. Agent Venom is great. Happy to try and slide that into the danger room right away early here. Nico RNG could get him here, yeah? You get us too, I suppose. Does the wording on these not make sense to anybody else? So this says end of turn this happens, and this says if you're winning here after the next turn. And like, intuitively, I would expect after the turn to happen after end of turn. No, and like, I don't know if it happens in play order, but I'm saying it shouldn't be play order because the end of the turn should happen before after the next turn. Is it instinctually I would expect after the next turn to be occurring after everything else has already happened. So again, I'm not like, to the people that are trying to tell me play order bullshit, you're not understanding remotely what I am saying. I am not arguing why I think it occurred the way it occurred. You're probably correct. You're not understanding what I'm saying. I am saying the way these cards are worded, it absolutely should not work like this. Is the point I'm trying to articulate. If they pull Rocket and Groot out of here, they get out of 15. This puts them to 12. It'd be to 14. Maybe. The problem is I'm not sure. I think I'm gonna do this. Well, if they move Rocket and Groot here, that's close. I think they're gonna move Rocket and Groot and play nothing else here, so I want to play to beat Rocket in the middle. And then we play to beat them here. Oh, they move the shield too. I guess if I expect this, maybe I should play this here and still put the US agent over here. Wow! We lose by 1 point. We'd have won with the US agent here, yeah? Because it would have given the Hella -3. So we'd have been ahead in the breaker by 2 instead of down by 1. Close. Man, I really hope they hit Iron Patriot and Sam Wilson on Thursday. They've been far too good for far too long. Yeah, Thursdays at OTA. I was just watching a YouTube video where they were talking about the need to buff Aeroshem. Gamers be wild, yo. Alright, this is a play Luke Cage out on the last turn angle. Although I guess if I Cosmo, it's fine. Snap before old Lucas flips up. Benny and I play all the time because the matchmaking pool is small, so I assume they know we're on Luke. Wait, it was KM Best saying unironically he thought Aeroship should be buffed? That's weird. Times have really changed. I thought he was solidly in agreement that card sucks the fat one. I actually, Tron, so you have a lot of recency bias in your comment there, and it's recency bias that comes up a lot when talking about season pass cards. Glenn actually wrote them all down in a list at one point. So while Sam and Iron Patriot are definitely long overdue for some nerfs, and they both happen to be season pass cards, in general, Second Dinner's track record's pretty even when it comes to season pass cards versus not in their power level. Like, there's plenty of examples of season pass cards that have needed to be buffed, and plenty of examples of ones that have just, like, released and were perfectly fine. You should go back and, like, look at what they've actually released. Speaking of Aeroship, by the way. Nick Fury. You don't even have to go back as far as Nick Fury. There are plenty of more recent examples of things that were just like only A-OK. Symbiote Spider-Man's a pretty good recent example of something that ended up being pretty fine power level overall. Or on the weak side even. So Cassandra Nova is obviously Xbox huge here against our Airship opponent. Havoc's gonna be pretty big over here. They've burned their Goliath already proactively. Do Airship players ever leave, or can I snap them? Oh, she's not quite big enough to win over here, is she? Oh, I also don't have enough. Maybe I can't snap them. I'd be sad. This is 18. Is it ever this? This wins the game most of the time, right? They have a second one. They can't have a second one, right? Airship doesn't make duplicates anymore? Oh yeah, we also have priorities. A good call out. So this is 18 and 3. Wow, they played for the left. Valentina. The Valentina card was Thanos. I win the breaker, yeah. Cool. I'm not gonna lie, I was a little concerned that there was a card to the left. Teensy bit concerned that 21 was not going to be enough. Was a little scary. You know what else is a little scary, chat? Don't panic. But there are going to be some adverts. It's okay. You're not going to miss any gameplay. We're going to play this deck for one more set when we return. Thanks, everybody, for hanging out here on a Tuesday. Don't go anywhere. If you're watching this on YouTube right now, smash that like button. Doesn't cost you anything, and it's a free little bit of engagement to help the content reach some more people. Appreciate the folks that have done that already. The ads are scary, they are. I'm so sad half my crackles are missing. It's such an annoying bug that they just don't show up. Kitty's still missing crackles. Someday we'll have a crackle kitty. I have crackles on most of these at this point. He's missing crackles. Yeah. Bass is still missing crackles. Finish pedaling through this advert. I think we're gonna stand up for the next leg. Hi ho, hi ho. It's off to pedal we go. Do 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 do. I would be incredibly surprised if Khonshu is a top-tier competitive card. Maybe it's playable. What kind of music do you like? Early to mid 2000s punk pop. Paramore, Fall Out Boy, Panic at the Disco, Linkin Park. That kind of stuff. We get to Chibi Herchanga. Do I? Yeah, I think no, I probably want to clear Vormir, right? As much as I would like the Chimmy thing as Changa. I think 9 wins the left every time when we snap them here. Sandbar's also not amazing for them. One of the other things I really love about this deck that we're playing is that it largely just doesn't care about most opposing tech cards. It's not like our opponent flips up a Mobius or something and we're like, oh, can't win the game anymore. I'm going to play Luke on the left here, so that way he's insulated by Nico against Red Guardian. Opponent is typically a Sandman deck, aren't they? That's a good call out. I'm gonna Cosmo the center, because they're typically a Shang-Chi deck as well. Athena. Athena is gonna get into Shag range here. Yeah, speaking of tech cards, opponents just like all the hate cards against a bunch of things, none of which we are doing. Luke doesn't protect against Shadow King. It does not. And you can play around Red Guardian. We have Cosmo to stop Shadow King, and Shadow King doesn't really see a lot of play right now. So it's often not a card worth playing around. I feel like a bully. We keep queuing into people who we have tech cards that are good against. Hey, Polly. If you click through to FlexaSpot's website using my link, it gives me a referral for anything you end up picking up. Or good stuff. Our hand's not really that good. This Sage isn't huge, but gives us a 7 power thing back with the Nico, which is nice. Hey, morning bed. I feel like we're close enough on the left that they have to respect us there. So I think we do this. The Danger Room's never killed one of my cards before, so I'm not really worried about it killing it this time. We're pretty good to go. See, chat, you just gotta believe. You just gotta have the faith that Ben Brode would never murder one of your cards. Safety dance. Safety dance. Do-do-do. Do-do-do. I can smell your fear. You gotta walk in very confident. Are you gonna do a long stream day with the new pocket set drops this week? I'm gonna do at least 5 or 6 hours of all pocket. Whether or not it's long will depend on metrics. My basic rule of thumb for content is that if we're north of 2,000 concurrent viewers, you could expect me to stay live until we fall below that. All right, let's draw Havoc, huh? Insert Spider-Man beam here. And then I'm not, with the Ravona Renslayer, I'm not sure if we want to finish on Cosmo or finish on US Agent. If they double Iron Man, they would go to 32. I think it's US Agent, because it beats Iron Man. Damn. Doesn't beat Iron Man. So we were playing for Iron Man Mystique. Ah, lost the coin flip. Oh, you know what? I should have played Cosmo, right? Because Cosmo stops Mystique too. My brain is bad. Even if this wasn't -1 and it was 0, they would have only been 16, yeah? We would 100% of the time if I played Cosmo there. That was my game to lose. I threw it away. I was like, oh, this is better against Mystique, but it covered Mystique and then also covered other outcomes as well. Definitely a doggo world. We're going to hold on to Hood here, because not only could we Bast or Nico it, but I want to go Agent Venom on 2, and then I could go Theta 1-drop on 3. Use the Warrior Falls to clear the Hood. Oh, hey, look at that. Well, shoot. It's close. So the shield's gonna end up in Warrior Falls, which means that'll try to get destroyed, and the locations resolve left to right. So I think it's this. This is good for their Craven, though, obviously. Rip. I get Juggernaut in here, aren't I? Is it ever this to just keep them from moving things into the Craven path? So this is 6, and this is a minimum of 7. I feel like if I'm staying, I have to play for all 3. Because there's a chance I lose the right. Magneto. This is it's pretty narrow margins left and center though. So if they punt the right, I'm not in an amazing spot. We beat that, yeah. I guess they were expecting us not to be able to compete on the left.
Victory.
Classic, some classic Heimdall lose the game gameplay from our opponent. New York is fun with US Agent because it means we can play it out proactively here and not really be punished. Insert Spider-Man meme here. Hey, Gig, thanks for the 21 months. It's a clogger it. Ooh. Got him. I think I wait on Nico. Where I put her +2. I think I give the +2 over here, and then we sage the left. Do we call it a day? Could be overcall the left. Depends on how they shuffle their stuff. Well, I wasn't expecting them to move I wasn't expecting to move one of the things that US agent would shrink into the middle. That's unexpected. Holy! Oh, come on! That's super unfortunate. Missed it by 1. Slid US agent into the center. A second hitter made any changes to the game economy? They have not. Their forecasted economy overhaul is still TBD. Oh, that's true, I suppose. Yeah, depending on where you are, they made collecting Series 3 go faster. But if you're already Series 3 complete, there's no real changes. If you're a mid-game player, it technically improved.
Friendly neighborhood Spider-Man here.
I will say, I think Second Dinner is gonna fumble their opportunity window here a little bit. I would bet there's gonna be a lot of disgruntled Pokemon Pocket players when this next card pack drops. And it's a shame they don't have their economy rework revved up and ready to go in time. Well, now I have regrets on not putting Havoc down, I suppose. Think we're cooked. I think we're cooked. I should have played around to Polaris, knowing they were the movement deck. Our Pokemon card pack's gonna be a monthly event. That's part of the reason why people will likely be upset. Is we don't know many. They don't communicate anything. I should have retreated later. There's a chance they leave here too. I mean, Marvel Snap doesn't have any competitive game modes in it either, so. If by competitive you mean lack of a thing that makes a number go up, Marvel Snap's got that. Pocket will have it soon, but none of these games are particularly competitive. They're all incredibly casual by design. But yes, Marvel Snap is a very good dopamine machine TM. It is most of the levers that you want to grab and twist. Twist and shout, twist and shout. Come on, come on, come on, come on, Cassandra. Come on, Cassandra. Drain them on out, drain them on out. Ooh. Yeah, unironically, Duck Doolittle, the only thing Snap has relatively resembling a competitive format is Infinite Conquest, and even that is pretty widely accepted as hot dog water. Hey, look, it's a tech card I don't care about. I love when my opponent plays tech cards I don't care about. That really is the biggest upside to this deck, is just like, you get to freaking ignore every tech card they play. And if they shag Chibi here, they're not beating 15 in the center, right? I guess they could technically shag me center too. I think we're good. I don't think they can beat us in all three. The group moving is a little scary, I guess. For reference, I think it's very reasonable and fine to enjoy watching a number go up in ranked modes. I just hate that the idea that they're this competitive trial is nomenclature, because they're just really not. We should acknowledge that they're dopamine number machines, not that they're some type of peak competitive endeavor. And I think a lot of people just don't want to acknowledge that, like, oh, I enjoy the dopamine gambling machine. Like, it's fine to enjoy that, but that's more so what it is than like we're entering a battle of wits and exiting the winner of some grand tournament. Whoo! Just 6, 9, 10, 11 power bast. Slightly above average. Slightly above average. 2x Nico? Plus power Nico. Yeah, it's fine. Actually, let's plus power the hood. So that way, Sage can be a little better here. All the 3 and a 5. A fellow Bast enjoyer. So glad the answer's a non-zero chance for playing a beer. Hey, Tepek, thanks for the 25 months. Appreciate that. Welcome back. My start is significantly better than theirs. I'm gonna push the button. Was hoping to draw Kitty Pride this turn. How do we feel about Cosmo on the right to stop a Sage from happening there? And then we'll, like, Demon Sage here next turn.
All systems go.
And then we have priority, so we don't have to worry about getting Cosmo'd off of our Sage. And their Sage wouldn't be big enough to beat ours. They could have added some random tech card we're not playing to get us here, but otherwise in a decent spot. I'm glad this deck is super competitive. It's such a really fun core. It's a core that's really benefited from series downgrades too, right? Havoc's Series 3 now, and so is Kitty Pride. I think your must-haves for higher series cards here are probably Agent, Venom, and Theta are both Series 5 and pretty important. After those, there's these four. Probably Sage or Nico as the next most important one. And then these other ones, Cass, Agent, Cage, Cosmo, these are all kind of tech cards in a way. Obviously, these aren't higher series ones, but you can play Mobiuses and Red Guardians and all sorts of other 2s and 3s, even armor, depending on what you're trying to hedge and what you want to beat in the metagame. I think there's lots of reasonable things to shove in there. If you have Kate, you could also play Kate in one of these slots. She's pretty okay with Theta and works reasonably with Bast in certain situations. Yeah, I've had Kate in the deck before too. Can you play Angela anywhere? I don't think so, unfortunately. This deck really doesn't trigger Angela consistently well outside of Kitty Pride. So as much as I am an Angela enjoyer, I think she's not ideal here. What's the best turn to Havoc when you're playing this deck? So you most frequently Havoc on turn 5. However, turn 4 Havocs happen somewhat consistently as well, depending on what the board state looks like and what your hand is going to be. One of the big considerations, and this is one of the fun things to map out with this deck, is how early you can Havoc often depends on, do you have Thena, and how are you going to trigger your Thena after you Havoc. So, for example, Kitty Pride, if you have her going with Thena and Havoc, Kitty Pride makes it easier to Havoc on 4, because when you Havoc on 4, Kitty Pride means you can go Kitty +3 on the last 2 turns and keep triggering Thena growing as well. Opinions on Iron Man in this deck. Absolutely trash, much worse than Havoc. Don't play it. I think trying to play Iron Man in this deck is some hot freaking nonsense. Yeah, Adam Warlock's a fun consideration as well. You can play him in the US agent slot probably. He's definitely a very reasonable, serviceable thing. This deck's ton of fun. I love this kind of Marvel snap. This one's definitely super competitive. A world where half the people are playing Shang-Chi. You've got most of your cards dodge Shang, and you've got Cosmo to stop it directly in some cases as well. We, for those that like numbers, we played this for a good long session. We finished 18-7. We were up 27 cubes. I think we're at I think we ended up almost 100 stat points at the end there in 90 minutes. All right. Let's take a quick break. I think after sweating on the ladder for a bunch there, we're through high voltage, but I'm kind of having fun with it. I think we're gonna play a little bit of high voltage as a breather, and then we'll do more ladder after. Thanks everybody for hanging out today. Don't go anywhere. Kanji releases in about 4 hours.